Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Live with M.Dowe with yours truly, your boy Marcus Dowe. Each and every Thursday, I take the opportunity to sit down with a small business owner and sit down and talk about what it takes to be successful in the world of entrepreneurship. It is truly a humbling experience to be able to sit down with these small business owners and be able to pick their brains and see what it takes to be successful. A lot of times people always want to own their own business, but don't know the ins and outs of what it takes to be successful. So I sit down with these small business owners and we just exchange information, because what I'm trying to create here is a business Rolodex of small business owners so that you, my followers, every time you view my page, you can see the people that I follow that own their own business. Not only do I interview small business owners, but I also interview people who support nonprofits. So if you are someone that has a nonprofit and you're looking for a platform to expand or expose your nonprofit, this is the place for you. And not only do I do that, but I also sit down with individuals and we talk about life testimony. So if you are someone who has been through some things, you have experienced some things in life that you think others should hear that will have an impact on other people's lives, then this is also the platform for you. So all you need to do is hit the notify button. Follow me and hit the notify button so that every time I go live, you'll get the notification and you can see what my next guests are. So today I'm going a little bit earlier in time because I have a special guest with me that I am truly humbled to have the opportunity to sit down with a one-on-one for the first time publicly speaking about the pain behind their eyes. Tonight's live is dedicated to a testimony about someone's life that has been impacted over tragedy, but didn't just stay down, has grown from the ashes. So I like to take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, someone who is a native born of Penns Grove, New Jersey, someone who is dedicated to the community, gives back to the kids, coaches, referees, all those good things. A good friend of mine that I like to call my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, please, everybody put your hands together for my homeboy, Mr. Kim Brown.
What's up, Fresh?
What's up, brother?
Good,
What's going on, man?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for being here. Have a seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here with Mr. Kim Brown. Before we go ahead and jump into the interview, Brown, why don't you go ahead and tell a little bit of who you are, where you're from, and anything before there.
I'm Kim Brown, native of Penns Grove. Coach here, coach for over 20 years, midget football, high school. Now officiating basketball and football, and just working, man, enjoying life.
Just enjoying life. Just just newly married, not too long ago, right here at the first of the year. So congratulations.
Appreciate
with that, man. How's that feel?
It's feel great, man. We got married New Year's Eve. We had a celebration with family and friends, brung in the new year. It was a wonderful thing.
I can attest that it was definitely a beautiful ceremony. I was able to be in attendance. So congratulations,
Appreciate that.
to you and your wife. Marriage is a beautiful thing. You know,
Yes,
it takes work, it takes dedication, it takes commitment. But I always say behind every strong man, and I like to say beside, not behind, but beside every strong man is an even stronger woman. So I wish you and your wife nothing but blessings and things moving forward.
Appreciate that.
Before I move on, I just also got to give a shout out to the man behind the scenes that y'all don't see, but is making all of this happen tonight, Mr. Lucky Shot Picks, man. Make sure you get in contact with my cousin, man. Any type of videography, any type of pictures, make sure you hit him up. You'll see the edited version of this live later on. So Brown, man, tonight is a little bit different than the average live that I do each week to week basis. I like to title this live tonight, the pain behind my eyes.
Right.
The pain behind my eyes. For those that don't know you, you've experienced a lifetime within a short couple of years that has made a major impact on your life. And to know you and to see what you have gone through, I must say that you are blessed. You are blessed to be here, to be able to share this story. And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit down with you and talk about this, because we know as men, it's hard to share your feelings.
Definitely.
Hard to share your feelings and not only share them personally, but then share them live so that everybody can see. So why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about where we're going to start off in this pain behind my eyes.
Man, September 16th, 2022. About 4 a.m. It was crazy because I had just went to the bathroom, so I was up. 4 o'clock in the morning. My mom calls me screaming and hollering. You know, you get them late night phone calls that it's just never good.
It's never good.
It's never good. And all I can hear was screaming and hollering. And I'm like, what's going on? All I can hear is screaming and hollering. I said, I'll be right there. I don't live far from her. Got up, got dressed, got a second call. Like, you need to go to your mom's house. I'm like, I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the house. Cops is there. So I'm like, what's going on? It was like, Kim, it's been a fatal accident. I'm like, what you mean? It's like, it's involving your brother. Mind you, when a tragedy comes, you're not going to get too much information. You're going to get bits and pieces, bits and pieces here, bits and pieces there. So I'm like, where is he at? So they couldn't tell me where he was at, but they gave me a number for a detective, and we kind of had to put it out, and it was like chaos, man.
So let me ask you, you know, at 4 o'clock in the morning, you already said, listen, we all know anytime the phone rings at that time and you hear your mother on the opposite end screaming, what is one of the first things that's just running through your mind?
I knew it wasn't good.
Reaction?
I knew it wasn't good. Tell you the truth, I didn't exactly know who or what, but I just knew it wasn't a good situation until I talked to of course, the officer that I spoke with, I knew personally. So he kind of gave me all that he knew. So it happened in another state. So they were just giving the information, but they wasn't giving all the information. So I had to speak with someone in that state regarding the matter. So, but they told me everything that they knew and was trying to work with me. But like my folks, they were in no state to handle it. So I kind of took the lead role over that. Man, it was rough.
So as you're driving to your mom's house, you know, you don't live far from there, but you know, what's racing through your mind? I mean, did you think it was your brother, or did you think it was, you know, just a family member, or what's going on?
I knew it was a family member, but I didn't know exactly who it was. I didn't know exactly who it was until and then when I was told who it was, I just felt like my heart literally hit the ground. It literally hit the ground. And it was crazy because the first thing I had to do was go to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom. Like my heart just literally hit the ground when I got the news. And then I had to get myself together and then take care of everything else with far as identify him. And there was because it's a process. So you have to go through the process, even though they knew who it was, it's still a process that you have to go through.
So walk me through it. You know, you get out the car, you at your mom's house. Are you hesitant on walking in, or are you ready to bum rush the door? Who's the first person that you see when you enter the room?
The first person I seen, they were outside, was actually my brother's father. That was the first person I seen. And I'm like, I'm just looking like, and nobody's saying nothing until the officer spoke with me. So it was one of them things nobody wants to say. Nobody
wants to say, but you can read the emotions. You can read it all over people's face. So you know, your heart hits the floor. Your mind probably goes blank. You know, there's probably no thoughts in your mind. You go into the bathroom. Do you recall what you're telling yourself when you're in the bathroom?
This can't be real. This can't be real. Like, because mind you, I was just waiting right before the accident occurred. I was waiting. So it was kind of devastating that.
Waiting in that day, hours before?
Hours before.
Wow.
Hours before.
And this is your younger brother. For everybody, you know, I know the family, but these are the things that we're going to go through. So this is your younger brother, right?
My younger brother. Basically, my wingman, because he was right under me. You know, so he got doing his own thing. He had in May just recently graduated with his master's degree. He was doing and going to be doing great things.
So you come out of the bathroom, family's there. You try to gather yourself. What's the conversation? Like you said, you spoke to one of the officers. So I'm pretty certain your mom, you know, nobody could talk. So you had to go to one of the officers. He's giving you the layout of the law of where you need to go to next, correct?
Correct. So basically it was just get details here and there as they were getting it. as they were getting it, they were giving it to us. But mind you, you're not dealing with locally, you're dealing with another state. So it took a little bit of time to get all the details
All
out.
the details out of that, yeah. And you're talking 4:00 in the morning, man. That's just another.
And then it was in between. There was a different swing of shifts.
So with the changeover and people catching information secondhand, and so on and so forth. So your time frame, you got woken up at 4:00 in the morning. The time frame of the hours. How did the hours go by? Like, man, what was transitioning?
I felt it was going by so slow, man. I just felt though I didn't get the answers that I was needing to get at the time. Like, it was a slow process.
So who did you have to turn to at that point? Because your mom, of course, she was going through what she was going through, his father going through. Was there anyone that you reached out to, somebody that you just had to tell?
My wife was right there, but mind you, she got a little upset because I'm 100. I'm 100. I'm moving. I'm making calls. I'm trying to figure things out. Like, I don't even still know where my brother is. Like, I'm on 100. So, like, she was trying to, but she couldn't.
She was trying to keep up. She was trying to keep up. Shout out to Keishel, man. Shout out to Keishel, hold my boy down. So at this point, when you finally get the information, were you able to go to Delaware? Did anybody explain to you? Nothing.
No.
So you just stuck over here in Jersey?
We're stuck in Jersey. We're stuck. We wasn't able to see him until the funeral home got him.
And how long was that?
Maybe 2 days.
So 2 days you had to sit and process, what happened. Did anything cross your mind of like conversations that you had?
Oh, like, a whole lot. Like literally, the thing is that we met the night before, but the crazy part was I told him I wasn't going to be able to meet with him. So it's crazy how things operate, because I was supposed to be doing something else and it didn't happen. And I ended up meeting with him. So, I mean, if anything came out of that, I felt good that I was able to meet with him, because I think it would hurt a whole lot more if I was supposed to meet with him and didn't meet with him.
And didn't. I'm a firm believer in that, man, that, everything happens for a reason. We may not know at the specific time of why it's happening, but then when you look back on it, you realize,
right.
Like you said, I can only imagine how you would have felt on top of that if you didn't get an opportunity to, sit down with him and go from there. So in these 2 days, how are you processing it? How are you handling it mentally? Because as a man, we process and we internalize things a whole lot different than what women do. You know what I mean? So now you're going through these 2 days and you just processing, you're just thinking, what's going on in your mind?
Man, as news spread, people started coming by, the phone started ringing, and it was really just chaos, really. You really don't have no time to think, no time to process, because so much is happening so fast, man. I don't know.
And sometimes it just gets overwhelming. You know what I mean? You're getting all types of text messages. You're getting all types of phone calls. People stopping by. You got, unfortunately, you got just people just being nosy. You know what I'm saying? All of those things. Some people really genuinely care about your well-being, and then some people just want to know what's going on. So we get through all that transition period, and now you get an opportunity to see him, at the funeral home. Are you still driving the seat? Are you still the one that has to maintain and do everything?
Yeah, my folks, they just wasn't right, So I just wanted to bear some of the burden, you know what I mean? So I kind of forefronted things, but they were right there, but it was just a difficult process. Everybody handles things differently. So we were crushed. There's a kid with great promise, and just like that, it's over. So it was a rough time for us, man. It really was. So,
ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, I'm sitting down with my brother, man, Mr. Kim Brown. The pain behind his eyes, man. We're sitting down talking about some of the tragedies that he's experienced in his life of loved ones, but also rising from the ashes like the phoenix that is, and still living life. And, so each and every Thursday night, you're sitting down with Live with M.Dowe, sitting down talking with a new special guest, maybe about small business, about a testimony, about a nonprofit. But this is the place for you. If you have your own business and you want to sit down and you want to talk with me, this is the place. So, Brown, I lean heavy on my faith, as you do. You believe in God. We were always taught that God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make mistakes. But we also, too, realize that we always question, why does the good die young?
Right.
Why is it always the good ones that has to go? Did that ever travel through your mind?
It definitely did. Every single day. Even till right now, it definitely do. It definitely
How do you process it today? How do you sit back? Because, like, again, I say men, we have a very tough time, expressing our emotions. We internalize a lot of things, and we process things on our own time in our own space. How was that processing for you?
Different ways, man. I go to church. I didn't give up on my faith. I seek counseling. I seek counseling because, when we go to the other parts, people understand, like, it was just so much, but those are the biggest things. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay. It's okay to talk to people. Like, some things you can't handle yourself. And actually, that's something that I had to learn the hard way for myself.
So were there people, I said, after the funeral and things, the calls died down, the text messages died down, nobody's stopping by anymore, but that doesn't change what has already happened. The fact of the matter is that your brother's still going, So whether those calls are stopping, your brother's still going. You still have to live with that in life. Talk to me a little bit about, therapy, because a lot of times people think therapy is a sign of weakness. Having to talk to somebody, they look at it as a sign of weakness. But you say that this process is something that helps helping you get along.
So therapy was something that I was really, really pushed hard to doing. Not just men, including myself, some things that we think we don't need, some things that we think we're going to be okay with eventually. And sometimes eventually it doesn't happen right away. It's a process.
It's a process, right?
It's a process and just like anything else. So for me, I was persuaded hard to do something. And I kind of went in there. First of all, we did grief share through the church.
Okay.
That was more like a group setting of people who lost loved ones. And then I did one-on-one counseling, which was, we were stuck in a little bit aftermath of COVID. So some people wasn't doing in person. It was virtual.
Virtual, right?
Yeah, it was virtual. So, you kind of, you get things different from in person to virtual. Virtual, you could be on, but you're really not paying attention. You could be watching TV, doing laundry.
Right, so you're not really engaged.
I'm logged in, but I'm not logged in type of deal. So it was a little different. It was a little different.
So today, man, a piece of your heart was taken away. How are you today with it?
Well, it's crazy because after my brother died, we really didn't have a process to grieve him because just 3 months later, my sister unfortunately passed away. My sister really wasn't known in the community because she wasn't out like that. She had a condition. So that was more like a private more than anything, just our family. But for me personally, my sister, like, the public don't see this part of me, but man, that was my heart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get a phone call from my mom 11 o'clock at night saying that she passed. So here we are. We done experienced 2 deaths. My mom done experienced 2 deaths of her kids. You know what I mean? So now it's like, man.
Within 3 months.
Within 3 months. Within 3 months. I'm like, man.
You didn't have time to heal and grieve from the passing of your brother.
Nope.
In 90 days.
In 90 days.
90 days later, here you are with another call.
And we talking about the same household. I
Right.
mean, I know brothers and sisters, they can live different. We talking about in the same household, the household where I go every single day. Now 2 people are going just like that.
I can't even imagine. How do you put those pieces? How do you pick those pieces up? I mean, bruh.
For me, at that particular time, my mom was crushed, man, and rightfully so. You lose 2 kids back to back, and within 90 days, and she was crushed, man. I knew that she was crushed, and to see her hurt, to see what she was going through, and the simple fact is really, I don't have no answers to help. I don't have, like, we went to the doctors, and like the doctor was amazed, like she's got to seek counseling. Like, you know, they were amazed, like, this is a process, you know what I mean? Like, this is something that you shouldn't be dealing with,
physically and mentally. You know, with the stress that is taken on your body, and then mentally what you have to deal with every single day. And like you said, you don't have the answers. At that point, you can't say everything's gonna be okay.
Nah, you can't. You can't,
because everything ain't okay.
Everything ain't okay. Everything ain't okay.
So now here you are. You done lost your brother. You done lost your sister, all within 90 days. You're trying to process that. Where's your mental going?
Man, I'm all over the place. But my main focus was, I was really, really concerned about my mom. You know, it's like, I can do things to process my day, work and ref and coach and do everything else I need, where my mom wasn't doing as much as I was doing. So the majority of the time she was just home. You know what I mean? So she not moving like I'm moving. So with her, it's just stagnant.
Just sitting back, just wallowing in her thoughts, just constantly, all day, every day, just going through the motions. Because parents, that's one of the parents' worst nightmare.
Absolutely.
Is to have to bury their own kids. And not only did she bury one, but she had to bury 2. At that point in juncture of life, what did you do? I mean, how could you be there not only for yourself, but be there for her as well?
I wasn't worried about myself. I really wasn't. Like, again, and that was part of my problem at the end. But I just knew, like, you know, Facebook and social media gives us reminders, and sometimes when death hits, sometimes them reminders don't always be good. You know what I mean? Right. They bring back memories, but then your day ain't as good because now look what popped up. You know what I mean?
Right. And it just brings back those thoughts of what you tried to forget. You tried to forget. So did you see yourself like kind of spiraling or you know, just losing touch, like with your mental? Was it impacting your physical? Could you see yourself going down the rabbit hole, but you knew you had to take care of your mom at that point in time?
Yeah. My thing was, I had to keep moving. That was my mindset of, if you be stagnant, then you would put yourself in a bad situation. That's my mentality. You got to keep moving. You got to keep. Tell you the truth, that's like a man's mentality. You know what I mean? I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. So you try to tire yourself out, where ultimately that's the wrong decision.
There's no running from it. There's no running from it, because as you tire yourself out, now you still got to come back to the same place that was there beforehand. And one of the things I understand too is, you can't be any good for anybody else if you're no good for yourself.
If you're no good for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So as you are making other people a priority, rightfully so, you know, your body is also taking a toll. You know, your mind is also taking a toll. And, you know, that's having an impact on your blood pressure and your stress and, you know, all those things, your sleeping habits, your eating habits, all of those things. So was there anyone, I know the wife is always there, but was there anyone that you just had to turn to at certain times and just say, I need you?
It was my dad. It was actually my dad. He kind of understood, you know, he kind of understood everything, and he played the behind the scenes part, you know, making sure that I was good. Again, they kind of work together as a tag team behind us. You know, they communicate amongst each other on me, you know what I mean? While I'm running around crazy, their concern is now me, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was my dad.
So ladies and gentlemen, you're live with M.Dowe each and every Thursday night. I'm sitting down with Mr. Kim Brown himself, man, talking about the pain behind his eyes. You know, when we go through in life and we see people and they're smiling and they're laughing, social media is all over the place. You don't really know what's going on in people's lives until they actually tell you. And I'm sitting down with Mr. Kim Brown, and he's talking about the pain behind his eyes, losing a brother and a sister within 3 months of a time period. Can you imagine just having to grieve one and then 3 months later grieve another? But Brown, that's not all. That's not all that your life had in store for you. Your brother, 3 months later, your sister, and now what?
August the 11th, 2023. I'm running a basketball camp, Coach Ware leading the way. So typically, you know, our parents know our schedule, know what we doing, know what we got going on. So we kind of me and my mom be on a routine. And so it was a Friday morning, and before I do anything else, I usually go by my mom's house in the mornings because I was working a night shift at the time. And so I would stop by there first and then do what you had to do.
Right.
So on this particular Friday morning, I didn't stop by there, which I usually do. So,
any particular reason?
Because of the basketball camp.
Okay.
So I had to go home and get ready for the basketball camp and then shoot to the basketball camp.
You tell yourself, I'll stop by on the way back.
On the way back. So I stopped by on the way back. I asked my nephew, where's my mom? He said, oh, she went to the store. I said, oh, all right, I'll be back. It's a regular day, regular routine.
Right. Not thinking no different.
Ain't thinking no different. So I went home for 20 minutes. My nephew calls me and says, the cops here looking for you. I'm like, the cops here looking for me.
I ain't did nothing.
So I get to the house. Cops don't talk to nobody at this point but me. I'm that next to kin. If anybody know how that worked, they're not just going to deliver any information to anybody.
Right.
So I'm the next to kin. So before he said it, I knew. I already knew what was going on. It's like, this is the detective's number. I need you to call this.
It just seemed like deja vu all over.
Deja vu all over again. Deja vu all over again. My mom ain't there. I got to call a detective. I knew what it was. Almost the same situation, other than my brother's was a car accident. This time hers was, we later found out, was a stroke. Crazy.
So you get the phone call that your mom now has passed.
So when I spoke to the detective was like, they didn't tell you? I'm like, no, they didn't tell me. It's like, we're really not supposed to do this over the phone. They were supposed to tell you, but they didn't Tell
They
me.
didn't tell you. They dropped the ball on that.
As far as I'm like, man, just tell me, man.
me.
Just tell. At this point, I already knew. You know what I mean? So he drops the information. So
Your brother, your sister 3 months later, and then your mom within a year.
Yeah.
Brother, how are you even here talking to me?
Unbelievable. Tell you the truth, I don't know. I really don't. Now, as much as I was close to my brother and my sister, this one, my mom was different.
As it should be.
This one was different.
As it should be.
This one was different. This was a different type of feeling.
Right.
This was a different type of feeling.
So here you are. Is that gut punch there again?
Gut punch. I think I took my phone and I threw it. Like, this can't be happening.
Like, I don't even want to answer this damn thing no more.
This can't even be happening. That was my thought. Like, there's no way this is possible. But I knew that she was hurting so bad from losing them. I knew it. I kind of knew it. But again, there's nothing you can really do
at that point.
You even though your mind thinks it, for you to actually go through it, it's crazy.
I don't think anybody would even ever be able to understand it unless you've experienced something similar like that, you know. And as I'm sitting here just talking to you, you know, I'm just getting the chills just hearing it come out of your mouth.
Right.
You know, you hear the stories, you see the posts, you know, condolences, but until you can walk in your shoes and understand that I've had 3 of the most important people in my life be stripped away from me, all within a year's time period. How did you not crumble?
Man, listen. What I did, I don't know what I was doing. Tell you the truth, I referee, right? And to me, that was my comfort zone. I go to church and I did the counseling, but for me to get away from all that was for me to be on the basketball field and the football field. I refed, I worked, I refed. And what I tried to do was tire myself out. I tried to tire myself out so where I can just go to sleep, because I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping.
Right.
See, people see me out and they said what you said, like, I don't know how you was able to, but people didn't know what was going on behind the scenes.
Right.
You see me, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm not fine.
That's why I entitled this today, The Pain Behind My Eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because in life, people smile, people go on about their daily lives, but it's the pain on the inside that you can never see.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Looking from the outside in, you could never see. I could tell you, but you still would never be able to imagine how are those nights for you? You know what I mean? You're tired, but you're still not sleepy.
It was a lot of restless nights, a lot. And there's still some now. There's not as many as when it first happened and in between. There's a crazy part, Fresh. I led South Jersey in games referee. Not because of money, but it was because this is what I can do that it would take my mind off of everything else that's going on in my personal life. You know, refereeing 5-6 hours after doing work, people don't realize
like
that.
how tiring that is too.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. Absolutely.
That's a lot of work.
After you come home from a regular shift, you ain't trying to do nothing.
I'm doing 3 or 4 games after work, not because of the money, but because this was my way of forgetting about that for those moments, for those hours. And my mindset was, when I go home, that's a 14-hour day. I should be able to go to sleep. My day should be done. But it still was Nah, you ain't going down like that type of days.
Let me ask you a little bit about this thing that we got on our left hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That right there, because I know it had to be taxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know it had to be stressful of your wife trying to balance you. You know what I mean? Trying to be there for you, not knowing what to say,
right.
You know, to rub your head at times, to, you know, caress your back, to make sure you're eating, you know, but going through your head, none of that damn shit even matter at the time.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as she probably tried to be there, it didn't matter. How did that take a toll, if any?
I had to balance things out between my personal life of losing these people and because after my brother was killed, we had got engaged, or after my brother and sister died, because in between the process had already started. So really, she was my comfort zone. She really was, but I still just had to stay busy. Like, if I was be stagnant and staying home, like, be all over the place. Like, your emotions is different. Like, a song can come on and you can, the tears can start flowing. Like, I feel as though I became one of the biggest crybabies in the world. I really did. It was times where tears was coming down, so I didn't even realize
they were coming.
I didn't even realize. She would be like, "Was you crying?" Like, no. And
but you were. Until I hit the cheek.
Don't know. It was just so much, Fresh. I don't even know who I was crying for. Like, it was just too much.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah. And so it was crazy, because while I'm trying to run away from all this stuff, inside of my body wasn't agreeing with it. It wasn't agreeing with it. It wasn't. So I'm doing all this reffing. I'm doing all this working. People don't realize that part, you know, but I'm trying to hide away from all this. And so I'm going from one season of football to a basketball season. And my first game doing basketball, chest start pounding. I'm like, man, I mean, I'm on the court, I'm running. I'm like, man, I can't be this bad in this shape.
Right.
I can't be this bad.
No way. No way.
So I tell my partner, like, yo, my chest was just pounding. He was like, yo, you might not want to play with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to play with that. That's nothing to play with. So even though I didn't want to, told my wife about it when I got home. She's like, well, you need to make a doctor's appointment. Mind you,
it's always the wives. Go see the doctor. You know it ain't right. Go see the doctor. And us as men, what we do, we try to stay away from it as much as possible.
Listen, I was not going to the doctors. I was not going to the doctor.
Who said what? Was it? Let me ask you. Was it fear of going to the doctors, or was it
fine? I thought it was just
you just being naive. Okay.
I thought it was a little situation that came and it went. So she actually made the appointment. Had no choice.
Shout out, Keisha.
Had no choice. So I go to the doctor. The crazy part was, she also said my breathing while I was asleep was a little off. It was off. Okay. It was a little off. Wasn't the same. So I go to the doctor. Surprised she didn't go. She let me go on my own.
Okay.
She let me go on my own. So
little trust factor there.
A little bit. So I tell the doctor, say, I had a little chest pain. He's like, all right. It's like, I'm gonna do an EKG on you. You know, do an EKG. It's like, are you fine? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, well, I need you to go to the hospital and get some tests done, right? So I'm like, mind you, I got a basketball game. So I'm like, now? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna call them and let them know
you on your way.
That you on your way.
Well, I was fine till just now.
So I let my wife know. She's like, oh, wait, you worrying about a basketball game? Oh, she getting all over me. Like, because she kind of knows the terms, the terminology.
She's in the medical field, absolutely.
She's in the medical field. So we go to the hospital, emergency room, packed. I'm like, oh, man, I'm being here all night. I'm be here all night. So I go up there and tell my name. They take me back immediately. I'm like, I still don't know what's going on. And they start hooking me up to all this stuff. I'm like, what's going on? It was like, you had a heart attack and you on the verge of having a massive one.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Crazy. So I was 100% blocked.
Oh my God.
100% blocked. So I had to have an immediate procedure done. I got 2 stents put in through the wrist.
Bruh. You've had a lifetime of 4-5 jokers. Wrapped up in one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting down with Mr. Ken Brown. The pain behind my eyes. Losing a brother, 3 months later, losing a sister, within a year, losing a mother, and then coming to find out 100% blockage of his heart, causing a heart attack that could have led to a massive heart attack. But you know what? God is good. God is good because my brother's still here. Through all the pain, my brother is still here. So the heart attack, they did all of that. What is going on in your head, man?
And I'm like, man. So I woke up from the procedure, right? I woke up from the procedure. Had the biggest headache ever. I'm like, so I get out of bed. Mind you, I'm in the hospital. Get out of bed. I'm dizzy. I go to the bathroom. I call the nurse. I'm like, I ain't never had a headache like this before. Like, I got a headache. Can you give me something? Man, they give me something. Next morning, I'm released, right? I'm released. And so my wife picks me up and she said, what's wrong with your eye? Right? I'm like, what you mean what's wrong with my eye?
I can't see it.
I looked in the mirror, crazy. My eyes all over the place. I'm like, what happened? So mind you, this happened right before Christmas, the day before Christmas. So we're driving back and I'm looking, I'm like, yo, something ain't right. This ain't right. Like something ain't right. Somebody got to tell me something. Like, this ain't how I went into the hospital.
This is the way I should be coming out of the hospital.
This is not the way I should be coming out of the hospital. So I left it alone the next day. It was Christmas. But my vision wasn't all there.
It was off.
It was off, big time. So her birthday is on Christmas. So I said, I'm not gonna say nothing. We're gonna let his birthday down. The next day, we gotta go see somebody.
We gotta go see somebody. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. So we go to my doctor, and my doctors advised us to go to Jefferson. I think he knew. So we went to Jefferson. There half of the night. It was packed. Now I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait. So when we finally got seen, they said, we gotta keep you. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, we gotta keep you. It's like, you had a stroke.
God almighty.
I'm like, what? I'm like, now.
Heart attack and now a stroke.
All in a couple days. Now I'm emotional. Now I'm crying. Like, what the hell is going on?
What did I do to deserve this?
This is crazy. This is unheard of. So In the hospital, my wife can't stay. It's past hours. Man, they're searching. They checking me all my life. Mind you, I got full movement
of all your limbs, right?
They don't know how I got full movement. They're like, I'm like, listen, only thing is wrong with my eye. I just want to know about my eyes.
Everything else we can work with.
They were like, nah, I was like, this should have affected something else on your body.
Besides that, right.
And I got to go through all these tests.
Because what happens with strokes, you lose function of arms, legs, that movement on the opposite side of the body.
So they asking me questions. Listen, all I want to know about my eye. I need to be able to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, can somebody answer these questions that I had? And they not answering them, so they making me a little
nervous,
pissed off.
right?
Yeah, I'm a little pissed off at this point. So finally, the one doctor comes in and said, listen, we can't guarantee nothing. What's they supposed to say? It may clear back and it may not.
May not.
So that's a time process.
And I know you thinking in your head, what you mean it may not? Like, I can't live life with a may not.
Listen, that made me nervous. That alone made me nervous. So we get cleared. My vision still ain't the same. I'm like, you know, you got to come back for different tests and follow-ups and things of that nature. But my question that I'm asking about my eye ain't being answered.
It's because they didn't have an answer.
They didn't have an answer.
But you know somebody that did.
I know somebody that did. So, man, the crazy part was I couldn't sit still. So I got back refereeing before I was supposed to. And man, I could barely see. I'm out
That's
there.
That's why you was missing all them fouls.
That's why I was missing. A couple times I missed them because I didn't see them.
Come on, Ralph.
Yeah. But man, if I didn't pray for nothing else, I said, God, listen, you gotta give me. I gotta be able to see.
I got to see.
This can't go down like this. And so, within a couple weeks, it started coming back. Start coming back. So I was grateful. I mean, I didn't want nothing else to happen to me, but I was grateful that my vision came back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't even know that when I entitled this "The Pain Behind My Eyes." I didn't even know this part of the story was even going to come out. But now it seems fitting that this is where we are. So how's the vision today?
The vision is great. I mean, I can definitely see. A little lazy, but I can see. I can see. A lot of people don't even see me with glasses on. That's how developed it got.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm down with Mr. Kim Brown, and I need you to understand that the life and the shoes that this man has walked through is of a lifetime for at least 5 people. A brother, a sister, his mother, a heart attack, and a stroke. And he's still sitting here right here with me. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I need y'all to put them hands up, man. I need y'all to put them praying hands up, put them hearts up, man. Let this guy know he is blessed. This is the walking testimony that I am talking about. This is the testimony and the faith of having God in your corner.
Yep.
Because just one of those tragedies could have broke you.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
And you had 5. You are blessed, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Before I let you go, you know, you've given me enough to last me for quite some time. I need you to talk to the men right now. I need you to talk to the men right now that feel inferior about seeking therapy. I need you to talk to the men that are naive about staying up on their health. I need you to talk to the men about having a good woman beside you. I need you to talk to the men and tell them about the faith in not only your God, but my God.
I mean, me and Fresh had talked about this on a regular day, on a draft day, man. We talked about how men in general, man, like for me, like mental health, like coming up, until maybe even till my situations occur, I'm like, how can somebody kill themselves? How can somebody jump off the bridge? How can somebody do this and do that? But I've come to learn mental health, man, is something serious, man. It's something that can kill you.
Kill you.
It can
Yes,
kill
it
you.
can.
Because
Yes, it can.
we think of getting help is a downfall. We think going to the doctors is a downfall. Talking to somebody, going to church, we think all that will make us less of a man. When the realistic of is we can killing ourselves by not seeking that help. Now, I read people posts and I can tell they got something going on. This is part of the reason that I kind of wanted to do this, is because I'm okay now. I'm okay. But I see people going through similar things that I went through that they had no idea that I was going through. I had to take depression medicines. Still do. I got to take about 5 medications in the morning before my day hits, before people see me at work, on athletic fields, whatever the case might be. Those are things that you don't know about, that sometimes men think they're above. I don't care how much weight you lift. I don't care how healthy you think you are. When you got things going on the inside which you can't see, you know, if you got high blood pressure, you're supposed to be taking that medicine. You're supposed to be giving your body the proper rest. It's like a car, baby. That engine, if it ain't running right, that thing gonna shut down on you. That thing gonna shut down on you. I don't care who you are. So my thing is for the men, man, it's okay. It's okay to talk to people. It's okay to see doctors. Whatever help you need to talk to somebody else. Like, holding things in can kill us, man. It can kill us.
Last thing I have for you, man, before I let you go, I'm going to give you some brownie points, man. Tell your wife how much she means to you.
She means everything. My wife saved my life. Because if it wasn't for her being with me through all them deaths, because before I was with my wife, I was living a single life, you know? So having her, even when I didn't listen, I can hear, but I can hear you. I hear you. But for her, she got above and beyond. I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for her.
Hey, you heard it first, man. Live with M.Dowe, sitting on the couch with my brother, Kim Brown. The pain behind his eyes, that has experienced what people don't even experience in a lifetime. He's experienced it within a couple years, but he's still here. So ladies and gentlemen, I need you to put those hearts up. I need you to put those fires up. I need you to share this story, because it may be somebody that is experiencing something similar that needs to hear this message. So make sure you go ahead and tell a friend to make sure that you tap into this video, share this video, and let somebody know that they are loved. Reach out to those people, give them their flowers now. Make sure that they understand how much they are loved, because tomorrow is not promised. Being here today, you may not be here tomorrow. So I want to thank you, Brown, for your transparency, because I know it wasn't easy to be able to sit down and share your life, not only with me, but with everybody that is viewing virtually. It takes a hell of a man and a lot of courage to be able to do that. And, you know, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to be able to, you know, share this story with you. I appreciate Lucky Shots again. That's behind the scenes, man. That is shooting this. You guys will see the fully edited version at a later date. But us as black men, man, we got to take care of each other, man. We got to look out for each other. And again, you are blessed, brother.
Yes, sir.
You are blessed by the best, and I wish you nothing but happiness and blessings in your marriage moving forward. And I just want you to know you got a brother right here. You know what I mean? Even in them dark times when things get a little bleak, my phone call and text message away, man.
Appreciate that, brother.
Anything you want to let them know before we go?
Hey, we want to salute this guy, man. Salute this guy. Small business, if you got one. I tune in. I hit people up after his interviews.
Yeah, he does.
I hit people up, make sure that I support them when I can. So if y'all got a small business, you might want to get to this guy, and he does a great job with that. Appreciate you, man.
My brother, I love you, man.
Love you too,
Thank
baby.
you. Love, peace, and happiness. Good night. My God.